Hey guys, Weston here from Mr. Security Cares. Today we're going to hop on to TryHackMe. I told you this was going to be a part of it. And do your best to follow along. A lot of these rooms end up being free, especially on the beginner stuff. Today, like I told you last time, you can start in one of three spots, right? So you got networking, Linux, or like I said, maybe some GRC stuff. But we're going to start with Linux. It seems to be the easiest to get a good handle of first. And we'll move on to networking, but I think we're going to start with the fundamentals here. I've done it all many times before, but I can use the refresher. I haven't been on TryHackMe for a little while. So we're going to power through this, and in the days to come, we're going to do our very best to get more advanced Linux knowledge. So let's start here. So I've already started up the machine here. There's usually a machine to start. That's on the right side. That's our terminal. So they're giving us a terminal in the cloud so you don't have to run it locally, which is awesome. The video's fun, but I don't feel like going through it. You feel free to do that on your own time. I think we'll run into it as we go. So this is our Linux Fundamental Series rooms. It's a learning path. As you go through TryHackMe, they kind of group stuff together, so it's our first one. So we're just going to get started running our first commands here. I guess we're not. We're going to learn a little background. Where's Linux used? You can look at all this stuff on your own. The main reason Linux is used in business, I mean, maybe it's not the main reason, but in my mind it is it's free, right? There's a lot of things you can do, and you can set it up for free. It's not proprietary, it's out there. So if businesses want to save the money, they can do it, and at this point, it supports everything, right? Like web infrastructure is heavily reliant on Linux. So it's just the cheap, efficient way to go for a lot of businesses out there. Um, yeah, let's move on. First, we've started the machine. You can usually tell where the machines start because I have this right here. You just click on it, it'll open the window. You can also, where is it, do full screen here, but then you have to open another tab. I'm just going to keep it this way so you can see what's going on. That's our terminal. We're under TryHackMe Linux, and after the dollar sign is where we type. The dollar sign is letting us know where we are in the file structure. So our first one, this is a terminal. This is where you enter commands. And our first command looks like it's going to be an echo. So let's do echo prints to screen. So hello YouTube. You press enter and it prints hello YouTube to the terminal, right? Print is not your printer, print is to the screen. So echo is what we're going to use for that. And then the next one is who am I? You are TryHackMe, right? So that is the username right there. You can see we are already under TryHackMe. All right. If I wanted to output TryHackMe, what would our command be? That's our echo command. And the username is who am I? TryHackMe. Interacting with the file system. Before we can do anything, we need to know what's there. LS is short for listings. We're going to type that in, and it will show us important files, documents, notes, and pictures. Simple stuff here. So we've got 4 folders. The question is, how do we get to them? How we get to them is the command cd. Sorry, we should go back to ls. This is kind of a fun point. If you want to see what's in a folder that you're not in, right? So right now, we're in a big folder that's containing these 4 folders inside, right? So let's say I want to see folder 1 without going to folder 1. Since it's within our subfolders, we can just type ls folder 1 and it looks like it's empty. Let's try folder 2. Looks like it's empty. Strange. Folder 3 looks like it's empty, and folder 4. There we go. We found note.txt. I wonder if that's going to be a question later. Changing our directory. So cd is change directory, and if we want to go into one of these folders, right now we're in the file structure above these folders. If we want to go so that we're inside it right now, we're going to use cd. So let's go to They're using the pictures example here. Maybe we'll wait for the questions to find out more about that. No, let's go ahead and check that out. It probably is one of the questions, but we're going to change directory to folder 4. Okay. Now we're going to list the contents. And we see that no text shows right up, right? We're not saying ls folder 4 because we're already in folder 4. Ooh, look at this, cat. Cat is concatenating. It's a fun word to say, especially if you're a cat lover. But we're going to use concatenate to show the output of files. It's not just text files. So let's cat, oops, excuse me, cat note, and I'm going to press tab to autofill. That's a good little shortcut you're going to need to know to save your hand from typing. Let's see what it says. Hello world, right? That's not what I typed. That was there for the lab. So ls lets us know what files are available. Cat lets us see. You can use cat to output the contents of a directory without navigating into it by using the name of the directory, right? So we're going to be using that / to get to the text, even if you're not in the same folder. All right. Find out the full path to our current working directory. That's pwd. It stands for print working directory. Let's see what it does. Right, so that's our folder, right? Like I said, we're currently in folder 4. The folder above that is under the name TryHackMe. That was our username, remember? And then above that is our home folder. If we want to go somewhere, we can just use cd, then we can use that / and let's go home. Right, now if we see pwd, we don't even have to do it because you can see right away that we're listed as home. But anyway, if you do pwd, we're in the home directory, right? And let's go back to where we were. Folder 4 is, so we're going to change directory, home, TryHackMe, folder 4. Oops, did I miss something? I missed the space. Okay, because cd is the command, we have to separate it from the directory. There we go. So now we're in folder 4. We should see note again here. Great. But a very important one is when you change directory, if you type period, you will go up one folder. So where are we now? You guys remember what was before folder 4? I think it was our username, right? TryHackMe. So let's see if that's where we are. pwd, home TryHackMe, right? We're at TryHackMe right now. Now, let's say we want to go home, right? I could do the cd / home, right? We already did this, but, right, an easier way, we'll just show that this works, right? All right, we're currently in home. So let's go forward a directory. We're going to change directory, and you can just type it. You don't need the / here. TryHackMe. Right, now if we look at present working directory, home, TryHackMe, and should we go one more? No, let's not. So we have two options here. We can do cd / home, because we're saying when we're not doing one that's in the folder, you're saying it relative to the root. So you need the / I hope that makes sense to you. So now we're in home, right? You can see just by our terminal. All right, let's go back. Go into TryHackMe. Now we're in TryHackMe. For some reason, they didn't tell us this over here, and I'm a little bit surprised. Now seems to be the time to do it because to me, it's so important. But you'll be using this all the time. cd, change directory, space, period. Where are we now? We're back to home. Why? It takes us up one directory. Okay, let's change directory to TryHackMe folder 4. Right, present working directory, folder 4. Let's see what's in it. ls, we see our notes in it. Okay, now if we want to go back to TryHackMe, what do? cd, period. pwd. Right, we're in TryHackMe. Now if we want to go back to home, what do? cd space, period. Present working directory, home. Got it? Good. How many folders are there? Sorry, you're getting all the answers up front. I should have cleared it. How many folders? We have 4 folders, right? We saw that. We are at home. Let's go cd TryHackMe list. Ooh, we have an access log. We missed that before. So we have 4 folders, right? They're in blue. They're called folders. They made it as obvious as possible. Which directory contains a file? Well, remember when we went to folder 4, we found ls note.txt. Now we want to know what's in that file. Sorry, are we hiding behind my picture there? We're going to clear it. All right, we want to know what's in that file. Remember what we used? Cat name. So we want to see what's in that file. What do we use? We use cat, and then the file name note.txt. Hello world. All right, use the cd command to navigate to this file. What's the path? Where is the note? I guess it's just asking where it is, but we can just see pwd. Right, home TryHackMe folder 4. So I guess that's all they're asking there. Let's move on. Ooh, you get to use grep in this lesson. That's a good one. So we don't have to use cd and ls to find what's where. Instead, we can use the find command. Find. Let's find note.txt, see what happens. Let's change directories because we're already in the right directory. Let's go up 1 and up 1 again. And I'm going to use the up arrow on the keyboard to go back to the find note quickly. Nope, didn't work that time because we're in a different directory. So it was looking in the directory we're already in. It can be simple or complex. You'll find most things in Linux are simple or complex. That we're going to probably get into flags here pretty soon. Yep, it looks like we are. And flags can basically set the scaling for how much work the program's doing or how it's working or several different parameters. So search, we're probably going to be using some flags to see things like find it through this directory or find it in the subdirectories or find it on the entire system. We'll find out very quickly here. Reading this, the main points of find. If we want to find a file name, we can simply look for the name. And let's go ahead. Remember that notes in 4, right? In folder 4. Let's change directory, TryHackMe, folder 4. All right. Present working directory is folder 4. And then just so you see it there, we have note.txt right there. Okay. We've already done a find, but let's see if we can change a few things. So we already did find note.txt, and of course it's going to take us right there. Let's do find note. Does that work? No, it doesn't because it's not the full name. Now it's teaching us wildcard, so let's do find. It's a text file, so this is our wildcard, the star, and it's a text file. So it'll find all the text files, and it found note. Okay, and find note, so it could be note.pdf, note.txt, note.whatever. It will find it for us. And let's do just one more for fun. Let's do find.pdf. We're expecting nothing, but we need our wildcard operator, right? Find wildcard.pdf. So anything that's PDF in this folder, no, nothing, no such file. Okay, using grep. Grep is great. Grep allows you to search the contents of files for specific values. All right, so web server, we have 244 entries. Wow. Using command, it's like cat isn't going to cut it, because we don't want to look through 244 entries. We can use grep to search for the value that we're looking for. So in this case, it's an IP value, right? So this has, where was access logs? I think that was folder 1, right? Let's go back up and change to folder 1. list. It was just TryHackMe, wasn't it? List. There we see our access logs. I have a feeling this is coming for the question below. So this is teaching you how to use grep, right? So grep, and in quotations we're going to put what we're looking for in the access log, right? If we cat access log, let's do it. Let's see what happens. I'm a little afraid. Exactly. What a mess, right? This is a giant pain to go through. All right, we're going to clear that. But I'm sure you've noticed by now, but just typing clear resets the screen. In here, I'm sure questions are coming up, but let's just see if they use the same demo info. 81.143.21190, and we are searching for the IP address in access logs. That should be our command. And nothing probably means nothing. Like I said, they usually use for this and for the questions, it's usually different. They're going to give us a different one to use down here. So we want the TryHackMe flag. How do we get it, guys? Grep THM in quotations and access log. Right, we've get. This is a little bit of networking. We'll be getting more into this later, but right there afterwards we see that it has access, and access is our flag. THM access in curly brackets. All right. Wow, we're getting a lot of information there, yeah. And I still haven't found what I'm looking for. No answers needed. Okay, we're going to do just one more thing. It's always a good idea to play with this and see what kind of errors you can get thrown at you so you know when stuff works. We're going to try THM without the quotes and just see what happens. Okay, so it's the same command as above, right? Same command as this, but we just want to try it without the quotes to see if it works, and it does work. So quotes, you might be able to get by sometimes without getting quotes, without using quotes. All right, great. Shell operators. End allows you to run commands in the background of your terminal. We haven't seen this yet because we haven't done anything particularly time-consuming or hard on the hardware. But if you use the end sign, the computer will keep working in the background on that task until it finishes, and it will not lock up your terminal. A lot of commands will lock up the terminal, so I guess the reason is so all of the processing power is on that one task to get it done quickly. But I'm not sure actually. With that's a little complicated with how threading in modern processors work. But anyway, one of the reasons potentially. So the point is you'll be able to have something in the background. A lot of Kali Linux guys, you might be using Hashcat or something like that to crack a password in the background, and that can take ages depending on the password, of course. So you'll want to run that in the background and continue getting on with the rest of your work. So the ampersand will help a lot with that. Double ampersand, it combines multiple commands together in one line, so we don't need to do two separate lines. And these, the greater than and double greater than, are redirectors, right? So the main beginner task of this is putting words directly into a file. And you'll notice the difference here is you take the output of a command here and direct it elsewhere, and this one does the same thing, but it appends it. So this one will erase your file with only the information in front. So the new file has the same information as in front. The double will take the information you have in front, and it will put it on the end of the information that's already in the file, right? So a great one for this is logs, right? You don't want to delete the last log you had. You just want to keep adding logs, like when you saw the access log in the problems before. You need to keep adding a new access log to the list. So you'll be using this one to do that. So one log goes on, and then another log goes on. If you use this one, you'll be replacing it every time, which is not ideal, right? You need a history of logs, otherwise they're pretty much useless unless the last command happens to be important. But anyway, so this one, if you took the access log, it would be the new access log right now. and then it happens again, new access log, you're only having one log at a single time. This one will keep making the log list bigger and bigger and bigger. I hope that was clear. File copy is another one it recommends using for, right? File copies can take a while, depending on what kind of file you have, of course. Size of the file, I should say. Operators double end. Command 1, end. Command 2. So if is important, command 2 will only run if command 1 is successful. If you have an error or a failure or it returns false, we cannot use command true. We're going to echo Mr. Okay, we're going to echo Mr. to Mr. Security Cares. As you can see, we have Mr. in the file. Now we are going to echo security. Probably would have been faster to type it out, but whatever. I want a space, so I'm going to use quotation marks and the space. So we have the space right here. So we should have a space between it because we are using double greater than. Okay, let's have a look at it. I'm using the up arrow again to get back to our command right here, cat Mr. Security Cares, and it's put it on the next line. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. Like I said, for the logs, we would have them separated by line. I'm sure there's a way to keep it on the same line. We'll learn that. Probably not here, unfortunately. That'll be in a more advanced lesson to get it on the same line. I'm sure there's a simple way. We could probably use the man command right now to find out what it is, but let's continue. And then we will echo, let's do 2 spaces, cares. Okay, echo. We'll go back and fix that, don't worry. Mr. Security Cares, 1, 2, 3, 4, delete. Okay, should be good. Now if we cat Mr. Security Cares, Mr. Security Cares. All right, let's see what our questions are. This is a little hard to show because we don't have a task that can take long enough. Echo cares. Okay, so if we use the ampersand at the end. You do not use it at the beginning, right? So you do the command you want, and then you tell it at the end that you want it to run in the background. I forgot how this works, but it is time sequence order, and there might be memory allocation. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and learn about that again. All right, and then the end operator is fun. We can just do, let's just do 2 echoes. It'll be okay. I know you could just do echo. Oh, let's do Mr. And echo security cares. Not sure because of the space if we are going to need brackets. Let's find out. There we go. So the first one passed. Yeah, it looks like this is a true call to say that the first part passes, to say our command passed, and it's probably instantaneous for just a simple text thing like this. So maybe this is time. Something to think about as we continue. These are the most essential functions. We're going to learn a lot more. So we'll get to fundamentals part 2 soon. And this will start our new room. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me today. This was a lot of fun. We're going to keep this going. We'll be getting into some much more advanced stuff soon. I'm going to start. Like I said, this is all stuff I've gone through before and just haven't been back to for a while. So hopefully it was helpful to you. It was helpful to me as a refresher. But we'll be getting to advanced stuff real soon, in just a few days here, if not sooner. We're going to try to really blast through the Linux part and keep moving with our studies. So thanks again for following, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.